welcome to today's 60-minute Vinyasa class. We're going to bring it back to the basics today. So this will be a nice reminder of that shell that we use in our Vinyasa Flow. So a lot of times we like to stray with some creativity, and that's always a great thing. I always encourage it. But sometimes it's nice to remember what it's like going back to basics. So to start off today, we'll find a child's pose. Taking those knees nice and wide. And then walking the hands out long in front of you, spreading the fingertips. And then that third eye, the space between the eyebrows, will hit the mat here. And as you settle into your child's pose, start to find that Ujjayi breath that we use in our Vinyasa practice. That simple inhale through the nose, and then exhale out of the nose. And once you find that rhythm, you can deepen the breath. Inhaling all the way to that upper back, filling up the shoulders. And exhaling all the way down to the low belly until no air is left. And taking about 3 more breaths just like that. And with each exhale, becoming a little lighter in your body, noticing how you're showing up on the mat today. One more breath in, and one more long breath out. And we'll make our way to a tabletop position. So stacking the knees below the hips, palms are underneath the shoulders. And your choice if you want to keep the toes tucked or feet flat onto the mat. On your breath in, reach that right hand to the sky. And start to roll out the wrists, so getting any pops or kinks out. And then also feeling that nice opening in the right shoulder. We'll take another breath in. On your exhale, thread the needle. So right arm goes in between the left thigh, left hand. And you'll just rest the head onto the mat. Left hand can walk out long in front of you. I can show you from this view as well. So right hand up, and then exhale it to thread. On your next inhale, that right hand will go back to the sky. And drop it down, tabletop. We'll switch sides. Left hand, reach it high. And start to roll out that wrist. And on an exhale, we can thread the needle. So left hand goes through. Walk the right hand out for that additional stretch. It should be nice and easy on the shoulders. And then we'll breathe that left hand to the sky. Exhale, drop it down. And moving with that breath, finding some cat-cows. We'll inhale, belly drops, reach the head high. Exhale, round the spine, tuck that chin. Don't be afraid to exaggerate these movements. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round that spine. We'll take 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. The last one on your own. When you're finished, we'll send the hips to the sky for our first downward facing dog. You can walk the feet out here, maybe pedaling lightly, just waking up those legs. And on an inhale, we'll shift forward to our high plank, making sure that our tail, our low belly is nice and engaged and dropped. And slight bend in those elbows, so our shoulders should be above the wrists. And drop those knees down. On your exhale, we'll lower all the way to the mat. And keeping the hands next to the rib cage here, gaze is down. On your inhale, baby cobra, look up. Opening that chest, and we're pulling the shoulder blades together down the spine. And exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, baby cobra, lift. Pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale, forehead to mat. And we can do that again one more time, baby cobra. Or if you're ready, upward facing dog. Straighten those arms, feel that chest open. And exhale, downward facing dog. And put a deep bend in the knees. Look between the hands and walk to the top of the mat. On your inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, rise all the way up to extended mountain. On your exhale, side bend to the right. So catching that left wrist here, getting a nice side stretch. Breathe in, look between the hands. And exhale over to the left, to grabbing that right wrist now. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, flat back. On your exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. And this time we'll keep those knees lifted. On your exhale, lower halfway, keeping the elbows tight to the body. Breathe in, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So easy breezy, sun A. Step one in our basic Vinyasa Flow. We'll take that a few more rounds. Bend the knees, look between the hands, and come forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, rise up, extended mountain. Side bend to the right. Inhale to center. And side bend to the left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And plant those hands, stepping the feet back to our high plank. Lower halfway on your exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. To downward facing dog. Okay, one more together, and then we'll take one on our own. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reach high, extended mountain. Side bend to the right. Inhale up. And side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. On your breath out, step it back and take that vinyasa. Okay, fourth and final round, we'll take it on our own. So move at your pace and feel free to add in or take out here, getting the most out of your last sun egg. And once you flow through at the end, we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. Couple deep breaths once you finish. Feel free to let those exhales escape out of the mouth. And then we'll meet back at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. We have two options here. The toes can be together, heels a few inches apart as we sit back into our chair. Or you can take a king chair, might be easier on the knees. So keeping feet hips distance here, we'll sit back almost like in a squat and then finding our chair. But it's important to have that space between the legs even all the way down if we're choosing this option. You want to root in your heels in your chair pose, maybe playing around with lifting all the toes. You can even close the eyes. Finding that inner strength, letting the fire build in the thighs. And take a breath in, and then sit a little bit lower. Yeah, I know you've got it in you. One more inhale here. And exhale, forward fold. Straighten those legs. Maybe sway softly side to side for a moment. And then we'll inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain, just to rinse it out. And exhale, take it down. Halfway lift. And take it through your vinyasa, meeting back in a down dog. And inhale that right leg high to the sky, foot stays flexed. On your exhale, knee to nose, draw it in, arching that back like you would in cat pose. And then sending it high. Step that right foot forward to warrior one. So back foot is flattened to the mat, about a 45-degree angle here. A nice deep bend in that right knee. Arms reach high. An important thing to note in our warrior one is those hips should be tracing forward. So you can always drop the hands down to the hips and then start to straighten them toward the front of the room. So you'll notice that left hip will start to rotate back. Yes. Then arms can go to the sky. Take one more inhale here, maybe gazing up. On your exhale, hands to the mat, vinyasa. Maybe you keep that right foot lifted as you float. And left leg to the sky, breathe it in. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Step forward to warrior one. Arms reach high. And then do those little check-ins. So maybe hands to the hips, rotating forward. And sinking into your pose. Take another inhale, look up between the hands. On your exhale, drop them down. We'll flow through. Maybe you keep the left leg lifted. All right, bending into the knees, we'll look forward, come back to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, sit nice and low. I'm gonna opt for a regular chair this time. And this time on your exhale, draw the hands to heart center. And then we'll pull that right hand back for an open arm twist. Left hand extends forward. So if the neck allows, you can gaze back at that right thumb, should be pointing toward the ceiling. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Draw that left hand back, open arm twist. Right hand is forward now. Maybe you gaze back at the left thumb. Inhale, bring it back to the sky. And forward fold, let it go. Halfway lift, breathe in. Then either rinse it out with a vinyasa or go straight to your down dog. Then right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Arch that back. Three-legged dog to warrior one. Step it forward, rising up on your inhale. And this time, take it right back down on your exhale, flowing through. We'll meet in down dog. Left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Step it through to warrior one. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, take it right back down, vinyasa. Starting to build some fire here. Bend those knees, look between the hands, and come forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, sit low. Hands come to heart center. As you breathe out, find that open arm twist to the right. Inhale through chair. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Breathe in, reach high, and forward fold, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, flow through or skip it and go straight to down dog. We have one more round of sun bees here. Reach that right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. And step it forward to your warrior one. Inhale up. This time on your exhale, interlace those hands at the low back. Breathe, open that chest. And then humble your warrior. So coming to the inside of that right leg. Again, I can show you from this angle here. So the goal is to almost fold in the direction of that back hip. So we're not necessarily resting on that right thigh, but rather letting that upper body hang heavy here. And on an inhale, come back through warrior one. Exhale, hands to the mat, vinyasa. Breathe that left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Step it through to warrior one. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, interlace the hands at the low back and breathe the chest open. To humble your warriors, falling to the inside of that left thigh now. Following the direction of the right hip. Hanging heavy in the upper body. And inhale, back up, warrior one. Exhale, hands to the mat, vinyasa. Okay, a little bit of a challenge here. On your inhale, shift forward to your high plank. And we're going to tap opposite shoulders. So what this looks like here is staying nice and low in your plank, building that foundation. And then without shifting too much from side to side, we'll tap that right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Going back and forth, trying to stay as stable as you can in the midline. Using the breath here, it's not about how fast you can go, it's about your form. Keep it moving for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. High plank. On your exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog to downward facing dog. Breathe in, high plank. Stay with me here. Exhale, lower to your forearm plank. So keeping it nice and low still. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees and the belly, taking a Sphinx pose. So elbows will be below the shoulders here. Palms are spread wide. And then you can close the eyes and kind of look up. So you'll feel a nice stretch throughout that belly. Should be a good release for your core. And if your body is craving more in an extension, you can take a seal pose by straightening out those arms, noticing that chest lifts even higher. And only choose this option if that low back feels okay. One more breath here. On your exhale, we'll lower and press back to a child's pose. So you can hang out here in your child's pose for a few breaths. If you need a drink of water, have to wipe some sweat, take that time now. Or if you have an inversion that you're working on, you can take the time to do that here as well. So anything from dolphin pose to headstand. I'm going to work into dolphin here. So no matter the inversion that you're working into today, take your time. If you're not fully upside down, maybe you practice lifting one leg and just feeling that sensation as that center of gravity starts to tip. And if you'd rather just stay in your child's pose, that's okay too. That's why the yoga practice is so unique to how you're feeling in the body today. If you're upside down, take time to exit, finding some breath in a child's pose again so your body can reset. And in your child's pose, walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. So stacking that left palm on top here, and then sending the breath to the left side of the body. And inhale, breathe through center as you walk the hands to the front of the mat. And exhale them over to the left, stacking that right hand on top now, and sending the breath to the right side of the body. And inhale to come through center. Taking one more big breath in our child's pose. And send it back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet again, getting resituated with the pose. And then together, let's take an inhale through the nose. On your exhale, open up the mouth. Yeah, breathe fire onto that mat. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, open. And sweep that right leg to the sky. Foot stays flexed. Exhale, knee to nose, arching that back to three-legged dog. This time, right knee, right tricep. Maybe you tap it here. Back to three-legged. And then right knee, left tricep. Cross it over the body to tap and send it back to the sky. Step the right foot forward. Then drop that back knee here. So we're in a crane pose. You can bring the hands to the thigh here. And then eventually reach them high to the sky. Beautiful. So we're going to build a nice strong foundation in the legs here. So moving into our crescent from our crane. We'll curl those back toes under. So pressing firmly into the mat here. And you want your feet or your legs to be about hips distance. So they're on train tracks here, not in a line. And on an inhale, once those feet are plugged in, we'll lift up that back knee and find our nice strong crescent warrior. So heel is lifted and that right leg is fired up. Take a breath in here. And exhale, hands to heart center. Find a prayer twist to the right. So we're hooking that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Now, if this is too strenuous on that back leg, just drop that knee down again. You're still going to get the benefits of that twist, even with the knee down. Taking one more breath here, twisting a little deeper, maybe looking over that right shoulder. And inhaling back through crescent. Exhale, hands to the mat, standing split. So straighten that right leg as you fold forward. Left foot is pressing to the back of the room with the foot flexed. And our hips are in line here, so that left foot, the toe should be pointing down. Hips are closed. Can let that upper body hang heavy here, maybe walking the hands back. And then we'll step that left foot to the back of the mat And open up for a warrior two. So now the back foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. Still a deep bend here in our right knee. And on an inhale, flip that right palm, reach up and back to reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. We'll do two more just like that. Breathe in, reach back. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe up, reverse. This time as you exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame that right foot. And then inhale the right arm to the sky. Dragonfly twist. Take a nice big inhale, maybe rotating open even further. And exhale, right hand comes down. Step back to your high plank. Lowering halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And left leg, take it to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Now left knee, left tricep, tap. Back to the sky. Left knee, right tricep, cross and tap. Back to the sky. Step it forward, dropping the back knee down, coming into that crane pose. Maybe walking the hands up here, and eventually reaching them to the sky. And from here, we'll create that foundation for our crescent by curling the back toes under, getting that back leg engaged and ready to go. And then on your inhale, we'll lift up that knee, coming up for crescent warrior. Finding the strength in this pose, maybe crack a smile if you can muster it. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take that prayer twist to the left this time. Again, option to drop that back knee for stability. Take another breath as you are. And inhale back through crescent. Exhale, hands to the mat to standing split. Straighten that left leg as you press the right foot to the back of the room. Foot stays flexed here. Maybe walk the hands back. Yeah, we're nice and strong in that left foot. Little shakiness is okay. That means we're working our muscles. And the right foot will step to the back of the mat for our warrior two. Keeping that bend in the left knee. Arms stretch out, gaze over the left palm. And on your inhale, we'll flip it, reversing the warrior up and back. Exhale, warrior two. Two more, breathe in, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse. This time, cartwheel those hands down to the mat, frame the foot, and left hand to the sky, dragonfly twist. Take a breath in, open a little further on that exhale, and then left hand to the mat. Step the left foot back and flow through. And 3 deep breaths in your down dog. We're going to flow through that sequence one more time, adding on a few challenges here and there. On your inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. 3-legged dog. Right knee, right tricep. Three-legged dog. Right knee, left tricep. Send it high. Then step forward. Crane pose. Inhale up. Stay for your exhale, prepping that back foot. Curl the toes under. Breathe in, crescent warrior. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Beautiful job. Inhale, come up to crescent. Exhale, standing split. All right, this is where that first challenge comes in here. I'm just gonna do a few leg lifts. So keeping our standing split, we'll just pulse that back foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back for your warrior 2. Deep bend in that right knee. Inhale, flip it to reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Back to warrior 2. Last reverse, breathe up. And this time on your exhale, come to a side angle pose. So that left elbow will find a home on the inside or on top of that right thigh. And left hand reaches to the sky. Now if you want to take this further, left hand can wrap around the low back for a half bind. We'll stay here breathing through it. And on your inhale, reverse triangle. Reach up and back as you straighten the front leg. And exhale, reach forward, coming to that triangle pose. So it's key here to keep that upper body lifted. It's like a charge is being sent through that left hand to the ceiling. And we're not dumping into that right hand. Take that breath in. And hands to the mat. Frame the foot. Right hand to the sky for your dragonfly twist. And left palm down, side plank. So maybe you step that right foot back without touching the right hand down. And then stay here and breathe. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. High plank. Either take that vinyasa or go straight to down dog. All right, left side, we can do it. Left leg, reach it high. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Left knee, left tricep. Three-legged dog. Left knee, right tricep. Three-legged dog. Step it forward, crane pose, back knee drops. Inhale up. Stay for that exhale, prepping the back foot. And then breathe in, crescent warrior. Rise up. Exhale, take that prayer twist to the left. Inhale, back through crescent. Exhale, hands to the mat. Standing split. Here comes that challenge. Keep that back foot flexed and let's pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step that right foot back, warrior 2. Breathe in, reverse your warrior, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse. exhale. Last one, reverse it up. And this time as you breathe out, come to that side angle. Make the connection. Left elbow to left thigh, right arm reaches high. Take a breath in here, maybe taking that half bind. And on your inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, reach up and back. Exhale, triangle pose, reach forward, and right hand comes to the sky. Again, staying lifted in that right hand this time. Finding the release in the legs. It should feel great at this point in the practice. And on your exhale, hands to the mat, frame that foot. Left hand to the sky, dragonfly twist. And from here, we're going to that side plank, right palm down. Maybe you do this without moving that left hand. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand down, flow through. We'll meet back in our downward facing dog. All right, before we slow it down today, let's get one more small sweat in. We'll bend our knees, looking between the hands and coming forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, sit low. Option to take this either king chair or regular chair. Then hands will come to heart center. On your exhale, draw that right hand back. Open arm twist. Inhale, come through center, chair pose. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take that prayer twist. Open arm twist to the left. Right hand is forward now. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time, prayer twist to the right. Connect that elbow on the outside of the right knee. If you're in king chair, make sure that space between the legs is still even. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Stay with me here. We're almost there. Inhale, reach all the way up, standing tall. And exhale, hands through the heart. Now keeping that right foot plugged into the mat here. Let's draw that left knee into the chest. On your exhale, send it back, airplane pose. Arms spread out along the sides, palms facing down. And on your inhale, left knee comes back through center. And cross it over for eagle pose. Left arm comes under. I find it's easier to start with the legs. If you want to start with the arms, feel free. Again, it's your practice. Here's another view for this pose. And if this arm bind is a little intense, just take the hands to opposite shoulders. Kind of like you're giving yourself a hug. We'll sit a little bit lower into this pose. And on your next breath in, unwind, reach high. Exhale, hands to the heart. And keeping that left foot plugged into the mat now. Right knee comes into the chest. And on your exhale, send that leg back for airplane pose. Hips are still closed off here, palms face down. Take a few breaths in your balance. And then hands come back to heart center. As you inhale, draw that right knee back into the chest. And cross it over the left leg. Right arm goes under. Eagle pose on the opposite side. Again, you can use any variations here. One side may feel a little differently than the other. Could be easier, could be harder. Take one more breath. And unwind to reach up, undoing the pose. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. On your exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank. Last one of the practice. On your exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now for our hips today, we're just going to take a half pigeon. So pretty standard hip opener in our yoga practice. I know this was the first hip opener that I ever learned as a student. So I'll show you from this angle so you can see that right leg. So on your inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale, right knee toward that right wrist. And so the key here is that back knee is going to drop down. The secret, I should say, is that this front leg does not have to be parallel with the top edge of the mat. That was how I was taught originally, and frankly, I haven't met anybody that can physically do that. This is still going to give you the same benefit in your half pigeon, but it's going to be a little bit easier on the legs. So from here, we can walk out the hands and then just gently fold over that right leg. If you want those hips to stay in line, you can always use blocks or other props to support this pose. I'll show you from this side here. Usually a block or a pillow underneath the hip that you're working is a good support for this pose. Or even maybe a block or a pillow just to gently rest the upper body. And we'll hang out in this pose for about a minute or two. And while hip openers are often a little more intense, we have to use that breath to ease into the pose. You'll notice that it becomes a little more simple, a little easier for that body to sink in if you take those long, deep Ujjayi breaths and surrender to the pose and what your body can actually do. So about 5 more breaths here on the right side. And once you're done with those breaths, we'll slowly work our way out of this pose the same way we came. So removing any props. And then taking that right leg back to our down dog. Pedal it out. Notice how that right hip feels a lot more open, more stretched out than the left. And we'll switch sides, taking that left leg to the sky. Left knee toward the left wrist. Again, it does not have to be parallel with the top edge of the mat. Find what's comfortable for you. And then start to walk those hands forward as you position yourself into this pose for a minute or two. Props can go underneath that left hip now. And then find that same rhythm of your breath on this side too. We have about 5 more breaths on the left side. And once you've coursed through those 5 breaths, you can gently start to make your way out, removing any props. And your choice here, how you want to get to your back. I like going back to down dog just to stretch out this other leg now, keeping it nice and even, but you can also just roll over. And either way, we'll meet there, back onto the mat. And hug those knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And we'll drop those knees over to the right side of the room. Teeing out the arms, look over that left shoulder. Here, this would be another good view here. Feel amazing in the spine, especially after all that flowing and twisting we did today. And we'll come back through center and drop the knees over to the left side of the room, looking over that right shoulder now. Knees come through center. Give yourself one final hug, a nice big squeeze. As you get ready for your last pose today, you can grab pillows, blankets, anything that you want to get comfortable in your Shavasana. And when you're ready, you'll take the feet to opposite corners of the mat, lay all the way onto your back. Get comfortable however you'd like. We'll take an inhale together. Exhale out of the mouth. Shavasana. gently start to wiggle the toes and the fingertips, slowly bringing movement back into the body. And you're welcome to reach those arms overhead, pointing the toes, full body stretch. And rolling to either the right or left side for fetal position. Let the head rest on the bicep. As you move throughout the rest of your week, if you come to a point of frustration or you're overwhelmed, maybe you just need a moment to yourself, I challenge you to come back to that Ujjayi breath. You don't have to be on the mat to breathe. And oftentimes that breath is what brings us back to the current moment. So if you need that moment this week, draw a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, close your eyes, and just take those inhales and exhales. And when you're ready, we'll come to a seat at the front of the mat, eyes closed, hands at heart center. Thank you for sharing your beautiful practice with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Hands come to third eye center. And together we bow and say, Namaste.